11 a.m. We're going to the
We're
border
too old
to
for
pick
this
them
thing,
up.
you know.
I'm so excited. I think everyone's excited.
I'm going to get my favourite uncle on my mum's side.
Wow.
But all my other ones are favourite uncles as well.
You only have one other one.
No, I've got lots of uncles but filming, so.
Salam alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
How you doing, right?
Alhamdulillah. Are you?
Yeah,
How's it going?
I'm there, good.
You're getting teary-eyed. I didn't think you'd get teary-eyed. Oh, mum!
Oh,
The big bear brings it out.
Oh, I need to take a picture of this.
Alhamdulillah, I'm overwhelmed. I can't believe I'm here. Said you. I told you that one day I'll see you, didn't I? Did I not say that?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited to be here. Excited to meet everyone. I beat you here,
So basically, see this checkpoint right here?
Yeah.
5 people got killed like 3 days ago by ISIS. They got shot in the head.
ISIS is still here.
You tell us like why?
Just letting you know, welcome to Syria.
Don't tell that to my mum. Don't tell that to her. How are you? Nice to see you.
Assalamu
Alaikum. How you doing? You alright? Yeah. Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you.
Assalamu alaikum. How are you, man? How are you? Good, yeah?
Good. Assalamu alaikum, man. Nice to meet you, man. Finally, man.
You too, man.
How's things?
I've seen her on the film so many times. She talks a lot. Hey.
Okay, you're number 2.
Oh, look, she looks just like her, doesn't she? MashaAllah.
This is Bobby's big mama.
Oh, there's so many. I'm not going to remember any of these.
This is Bobby.
Tiny. Assalamu alaikum. Hello.
Welcome to the countryside of Aleppo. Inshallah ta'ala, like I said, we've got an itinerary ready of stuff in terms of distributions, places that we want to visit, etc. Hopefully the purpose of the visit is one, to help you understand a bit more what the situation is like on the ground here in Syria, and inshallah for it to be like a spiritual journey inshallah as well, where you benefit from seeing and meeting the people. Today in Ramadan, in Bilad al-Sham, and alhamdulillah, I told you guys that we had something big coming. Right now I'm in a beautiful project that we have here, which is an art center for orphans and special needs. And guess what? We're going to show you some of the paintings, but we also have an amazing special guest here with us today. Alhamdulillah. This is sister. Of course you guys know who she is. How you feeling, Sister Lauren?
Alhamdulillah, I'm energized by these amazing women here. Young, 18, 19, you know, been displaced for 10 years and just creating great art in order to not remove trauma, but to stay positive and be strong. I have so much respect for that.
أنا اسمي ماريا مبارك. برسم من عمري 5 سنين تقريبا.
Been painting since she was 5 years old.
نميت هاي الموهبة بالسنتين اللي مضوا بلشت إني أنمي الموهبة هاي.
In the last 2 years, she's actually worked hard on her hobby and all that. And this is هذا.
That seems significant for me.
يعني تقول إنه هدول مختلف بس هي شغل مفرد نوعته شو هذا؟
هو حيوان يعني لطيف بشكل عام. يعني بحس إنه كل الحيوانات يعني هو هدفهم.
مميز.
لطيف my surname, yes.
هو هدفهم، فإنه يعني حلو إنه يكون شيء يعني مرغوب لأنه أكثر من جهة.
So saying that this animal obviously is always on guard because it's hunted by a lot of other animals. So it's an animal. At the same time, it's Latif, how you translate that? It's a soft and calm animal.
ورسم يعني كلاسيكي.
But at the same time, it's always on
That she
guard.
said is that it's a prey from lots of different types of predators. So that's how they are right now in this environment. They are prey to lots of predators. So this one was very interesting to me when I came last time, because what she basically saying is the reason why she drew music is because here they've heard lots of sounds of explosions, bombs and stuff like that, and many people have those kind of they carry those sounds inside them.
So we are on our way to Green right now. Everyone's on the other cars. You'll see the other shots inshallah.
here, and you can see it consists of some chicken, some rice, some yogurt drink, and some dates.
Allah yabarak feek.
Can't tell the difference.
I did exactly the same thing.
تفضل يا اختي. تفضل يا اختي. تفضل يا اختي.
How's your day been so far?
It's been really eye-opening experience.
نحن نحب الأطفال.
It's been different, and you know, I didn't expect this level of the work that we've been the projects that are involved in. It's mind-boggling, really. And it's only when you see these things that you believe that these things are happening.
So we are doing 24 hours in a refugee camp. This is part of the deployment. That's our tent there in the village right now, the super village. It's the whole time.
Walking through the camp now. They started building the tents on one side. They've already completed one side, and inshallah we'll hop on this side. So we'll take a view. No, this is the camp. It's been there for ages. It's old tents though. We're basically cleaning tents for new tents. So you see, like, if you can see a lot of the old tents are like battered. So one of the reasons why we give out these tents, look, even if you see, look, if you look at the base of the land, the old tent was 4x4. This one is 6x4, so it's bigger as well, inshallah.
So these are better insulated than a normal tent, would you say?
Shape, isn't it?
It's the shape. It's the shape. So for example, there's three main types of tent. This is called a jamilon, triangle roof. And if you look at the rigidity of it, look how weak it is. So look, if you take a look at it, just look at the stability of it as a structure, yeah?
Not very good. It's like a marquee.
It's like a marquee. So these, like, if you
That's
look
the
at
old style, innit?
structurally, structurally it's very weak. So this is jamilon.
There we go.
Okay. Alhamdulillah. So what I'm impressed with is this polytunnel design is taken off in the UK. They use these polytunnels for vegetation. It's big time for vegetation. Things grow in this quickly, and it's easy, they're cost effective. They're not very expensive to build, so it's a very good system. So these guys are utilising now. After using them the old,
bent a little, don't it?
I mean,
Oh, there we go.
that one there is essentially a very old design. It's not very stable. The stability of this, once you've built it, is a lot more stable. And the base, you can adjust the base as a different environment. So you can have a concrete base, or you can go straight into the soft sand, and it will still be as stable. This one, you take that one out, put this on.
How are you guys feeling today?
Oh, I'm really happy. This is when I really feel that I'm doing something, feel part of it, you know. I'm just taking the limelight here. I've done nothing, zero. But when I see this, I get so happy and impressed, because this is what I want to see, on the ground, hands-on, building things which are the latest, not these old technology, and it's not making a difference. This is making a difference, alhamdulillah. But when I see this, I feel very, very happy.
I feel really I enjoy getting hands-on. I'm really liking the ability to kind of really see what people go through firsthand, and then actually, you know, physically be there and try to help. Even though I know what I'm contributing is next to nothing, but just being there and just doing that one minutiae of action feels like something, you know. Need some help, Mamu.
Yeah, I need a strong guy.
You're stronger than me.
I said I need a strong guy. What are you doing here? Alhamdulillah.
I'm just getting picked on this whole trip, you know.
Yeah.
That's why we brought you along. Alhamdulillah.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, man.
Osman, you haven't said anything today. Come on.
You're working, bro. Come on.
Leave it alone.
When we should
So we're currently pulling over this plastic sheet over the tent on top of the insulation. We've got Kizzer holding it down, Uthman pulling it over,
doing nothing, just looking good.
And on this side we have one of the Syrian brothers helping out. If you continue around here, one of the other brothers. There we go.
But the land that we're on is rented, and so after 4 months' time, the landlord here, he's going to kick us out if we don't pay the rent and we don't have the money to pay the rent. That's the kind of support that they're looking for. So Hamba, it's good to give primary relief and give tents, but these are not long-term solutions.
Not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. This is a temporary fix. Okay, you've helped people for the next 4 months in these tents from the conditions, but in terms of the future and
So it's a stopgap, isn't it?
It's a stopgap.
Your final intention is for them to have a solid home that they own.
that's right.
isn't
That's
it?
why we're building
That's
Super
why
Village.
it's
Even here, for example, one of the things you saw is that when it comes to just getting access to water in the winter, okay, this side of the camp is alright because they put stone down here. On that side of the camp, you saw the tracks in the ground. Literally, it's just mud. It's very difficult to walk through these places because the red soil here.
So what's the solution? Do we put a solid base down?
You
Is
can't
that a good
because
idea?
again, these
No,
people-
concrete slabs and stuff. They'll still sink, won't it? Eventually will sink.
Yeah, but the point is, you're going to put that money down, and it's not theirs.
It's not their land.
not their
It
land.
doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
This place is called Dabik. Dabik is obviously prophesized by the Prophet ﷺ in the Ahadith that some of the final battles will take place here. This is Marj Dabik. Now something significant about this place is the fact that what's unique about it. The fact that it's very flat. So they say that this plain, there's been many battles here previously. The Sheikh's going to give a talk now about Marj Dabik.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. هنا في هذه المنطقة من هذا الاتجاه وهذا الاتجاه في هذا الاتجاه الغربي إلى الشمال هذه المنطقة تسمى دابق. النبي صلى الله عليه
So
وسلم
it includes that side as well. All of that side. Obviously there wouldn't have been a road in the middle, so you can see how flat it is. These plains, all of these plains is Dabik.
النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لم يأتي إلى هذه المنطقة ولكنه ذكرها تحديدا وباسمها.
So the Prophet ﷺ never came to this area, but he, in his hadith, he specifically named it by name.
فالحديث أخرجه مسلم في صحيحه من حديث أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم تنزل الروم في الأعماق أو بدابق.
So the Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith in Sahih Muslim that تنزل, does it mean that they will fall? Rome will collapse in the plains of Dabik.
هذه المنطقة ربما يكون الأتي من طريق البحر من جهة الغرب اللي هي من الأعماق اللي هي من جهة أنطاكيا. الأعماق هي جهة أنطاكيا اللي محيطة فيها اللي هي تابعة إلى الريحانية وما شابه ذلك المنطقة الحدودية اللي هناك. فهذا راح يكون بهذا الاتجاه. قال فيخرج إليهم، يقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فيخرج إليهم جيش من المدينة هم خير أهل الأرض يومئذ.
So then an army will come out of Medina to face them in battle, and there will be some of the best people on the face of the earth.
خصوصيتها أن عمر بن عبد العزيز بويع بالخلافة هنا واستلمها من سليمان بن عبد الملك.
So they're saying that Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, who was, some people say he was the fifth from the Khulafa Rashidun, and obviously in his time there was so much rizq in the Ummah. They say that this is where he took the pledge of allegiance, here in Dabik. He took bay'ah, people took his hand, and that's where he became the Khalifa.
هنا في هذه المنطقة أيضا قبل 500 سنة.
Also in this area before 500 years.
جرت معركة كبيرة جدا.
There was a massive battle.
بين الدولة العثمانية
between the Ottomans
بقيادة السلطان سليم الأول
who was led by Sultan
سليم الأول
Salim the First
وبين المماليك
and between the Mamluks.
المماليك الذين ساندوا السلطان إسماعيل شاه الصفوي.
So the Safavid Empire was supporting the Mamelukes to fight the Ottomans.
من أجل ذلك تواجهوا مع السلطان العثماني سليم الأول وانهزموا، وقتل قائد المماليك أو سلطان المماليك هنا في هذه المنطقة أيضا قنصل غوري. قنصل غوري نعم.
So this leader of the Mamelukes was killed by the Ottomans also on these plains. Obviously, this was a place that was promoted by ISIS. They used it in a magazine. They had a magazine called Dabik, and this was something they would always say, "We will meet you on the plains of Dabik." This was one of the lines that they had. This is the place that they were talking about. So this has a significance in the history of all Muslims, even though some people might want to claim that and take that for themselves. But it's a very important place. That's why we thought we'd bring you here, so that you could share that history, inshallah ta'ala. And I think we're going to make salah here. We're going to pray salat al-asr here, and then we.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Everyone, the atmosphere is absolutely amazing here. We're here at the opening of Masjid Uthman, being entertained with reminders and lovely nasheed, so it's an absolute pleasure to be here.
MashaAllah, something different. We don't have this.
قالوا شيء مختلف. نحن ما شفنا هذا قبل، يعني شيء جميل.
The charity said we built a masjid. I was thinking it's going to be very big, this, like. But I was more happy because I saw them and I saw something different.
قال المنظمة قالت نحن بنينا مسجد، فكرنا بدون يكون مسجد كبير يتفاخر، ولكن ما بيعجبنا البناء، عجبنا ايش؟ الأيتام هن بيغنون ويأكلون، وهيك هذا فرحنا أكثر من البناء.
What made my heart even more, happy is when I saw, and he told me these children that were reading with you were all orphans. MashaAllah, subhanAllah, this I just
قال فرح الوقت أعرف كلهم أيتام يعني.
I tell them my voice when I sing the sheets, people run away.
قال الوقت أنا أغني.
People run away when I read the
العم هون شو بتقول؟ الوقت أنا بتغني أناشيد الناس بيهربوا من صوتي.
لرسول الله ينتسبوا، ليت الملوك لها من جدكم نسبوا. من مثلكم لرسول الله ينتسبوا، ليت الملوك لها من جدكم نسبوا. أصل هو الجوهر المكنون ما لعبت به الأكف ولا حاقت به الرياب.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Excellent. So my name is Lauren Booth and I come from London, England.
الخالة اسمها لورين بوث وإجت لعندكم من بريطانيا.
And I am also Muslim. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. And I don't know very much about Syrian culture. So who can tell me something that they love to eat from Syria?
أطيب أكل سوري عندك إيمان.
Oh, yum yum. What do you like?
والفروجة. أني
Chicken and kebabs?
كباب.
Kebabs. Who likes kebabs? Today, because you're all such brilliant students,
اليوم لأنكم أنتم كلياتكم طلاب شاطرين.
In this blessed and holy month of Ramadan,
بهي الشهر رمضان المباركة,
we are given by Allah Ta'ala to bring you some special, useful gifts.
جينا أنا عند الله سبحانه وتعالى حتى شو يعطي نوزع لكم هدايا.
And we are going to hand out some things that are going to help you with your learning and your
راح
work.
نعطيكم هدايا بتساعدكم بالمدرسة وبالدراسة.
But also with your creativity. Creativity. Oh, this is a word we need.
وكمان مشان إبداع مشان تشوف كمان إبداعكم.
With your imagination.
مع خيالكم.
Which means drawing.
معنى الرسم جبنا لكم دفتر رسم.
Envisioning the future.
مشان ترسموا مستقبلكم.
Maybe writing stories.
وتكتبوا كمان قصص.
Who likes to write stories here?
مين يكتب قصص؟
أنا.
MashaAllah. So many possible authors here.
ما شاء الله إن شاء الله تطلعوا كتاب المستقبل.
Well, I'm going to ask you something.
الخالة بدها تسألكم سؤال. إيه.
Please write your beautiful stories of your imagination with these kits.
قالت الخالة الكتب اللي راح نعطيكم إياها خليكم تكتبوا فيها قصص علي صالح.
علي صالح. بسم الله.
عبدالله زكريا.
عبدالله زكريا.
A message from the sky, a mercy for mankind. If you lose your way, we'll always be your guide. Far greater than this world, move mountains with its word. Fixed every part of me, pulled my heart.
These precious children are in a refugee camp, and their smiles say it all. They just need an education. They need more than cheese and bread on a dirty mattress. These are the development of the Ummah. And look how happy they are to receive these resources just to draw. Babies on the bus go. Babies on the bus go.
ما شاء الله. One, two, three. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. It's better, alhamdulillah.
The central part itself, or is it further up?
Walk a bit further down.
For Souq, can I get some organic cheese and eggs, please?
Yeah, no
Some
problem.
black olives.
They just come with the money. It's coming.
Happy Souq now.
Are you liking the market?
Yeah, it's all fresh and local and regional. Really good.
The project that we're going to go to today is one of those projects which really, I'd be surprised if some of you definitely don't cry in this project. Welcome. So we began the project in 2013.
بدينا في خيمة صغيرة.
We began in a small tent.
عم تحترق كانت.
And it was even like falling apart.
فلقينا رجال ختيار عمره بحدود 80 سنة.
شخص واحد.
شخص واحد.
وين لقيته؟
بالخيمة اللي عم تحترق
هو كان موجود بنفسه.
بنفس الخيمة.
So the tent that they started with, they basically found a man. He was about 8 years old. That was his tent, and he was just basically alone left. 80 years old.
فهذا الرجل دير ترعش هيك بشكل مستمر، ما بقدر يعتمد على ذاته. فرممنا له الخيمة وظبطنا وبلشت أعتني فيه كشخص واحد.
So this person, this elderly man, he had no family, had no one, and he could no longer look after himself. He had like Alzheimer's, as far as I understand. And so basically they fixed up his tent and they started to look after him as just one person. He was doing that كشكل شخصي مو. So he was just doing that off his own back, like living in a refugee camp. He saw this guy that needed help. He was an elderly guy and he had nobody.
هون زادت الأعداد عندي، صار عندي بحدود 10 أشخاص.
So then it just increased. يعني الخيمة واحد أو زادت؟
لا هون صار عندي مثل صيوان تعزية.
So what he done is so then
خيمة كبيرة يعني.
فهمان صيوان. So basically, what he did after that is more cases. People started bringing him cases. So basically, they got here. They have a big tent for funerals. So you see where the horses are next to it. There's a big tent which we put hay in. That's called a siwan. They use it for funerals. If someone dies, they normally put it up in the middle of the road. So he basically got one of them, and now he had like 10 patients. He said in 2018 we built 4 rooms here. I said, who built the rooms for you? He said, you know, good people of goodness. Obviously, every case here is a story, and obviously we don't want to just tell one story and kind of negate everybody else's stories, but everyone here has got a really striking story. So Abu Jamal he basically was paralyzed from the neck down because of a botched surgery. So he had a tumor in his spinal cord here. Because the surgery was done wrong, he became paralyzed from the neck down. Abu Jamal is actually Kurdi mo? So he's Kurdish. So when these areas were liberated, the Kurdish areas were liberated, he was basically found in those areas. And مين جابكون إيهاها؟ منظمة إيهاها. So IHH brought him here to this place, and he's been there. So this brother is actually originally Palestinian, but he fled to Syria, and he obviously lived in one of the Palestinian refugee camps. And then from there, بعدين رحت لبنان صح؟ Then he went to Lebanon. Then he was in Israel. بعدين كنت مسجون بإسرائيل أو رحت لهنيك شو؟ He was imprisoned in 82 and then came the ambassador of Algeria, and he went to Algeria. They took him to Algeria. ليش اجى السفارة الجزائر؟
بدلوا فينا من الأسر على الجزائر.
So they swapped. There was a prisoner exchange between Algeria and Israel for some reason. I don't know why. And he got exchanged to Algeria, and they had like a procession. But he said obviously the love for our nation, Palestine, made us want to come back. So he came back from Algeria to Syria. بعدين من سوريا رحت لفلسطين.
من سوريا أخذ من المطار أخذونا على فلسطين.
So he said as soon as he landed in Syria, they took him to prison. The Bashar regime put him in prison.
يعني شوف الاحترام بالجزائر استقبلنا الرئيس الجزائري. الصحافة الدبلوماسيين جينا لهون حجزونا بالمطار الفرع يلا.
So he said in Algeria they gave us the utmost respect. The diplomats, all these people, they came and they greeted us. He said we came to Syria, they put us in the Amni prison, which is like the worst, the dungeon prison. And always come and visit us. When you come and visit us, we forget half of our pain. But this boy's story is a bit sad. He doesn't know that his parents are gone, like, so he doesn't know. So we, like,
How did they go?
I'm not exactly sure, and I don't want to say in Arabic, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he
by
doesn't
gone,
know.
do you mean?
I'm not sure if they abandoned him, or I'm not sure if they were killed. I'm not sure. But he just reminded me when I came. He said, "Look, he doesn't know his parents are." طب شو ناس نجيب لك الجماعة حابين نجيب لك هدية. شو الهدية بدك إياها أنت؟ I said this group wants to buy you a gift. What gift do you want? مالك؟
من النوع اللي ما أحب أطلب زيادة.
ما شاء الله. He said I'm from a type of people that I don't like to ask. ما بتحب أكثر شيء؟ جدك؟ ما شاء الله. He said who do you love the most? Said I love my grandfather.
My grandfather.
ليش بتحب جدك؟
والله ما نفضل بتحسن حالتي.
He said he's made my situation better. He said he made my situation better. ليش شو كان حالتك قبل؟ كنت زعلان؟
يعني ما كنت متعود على الأجواء.
أنت كنت ما متعود لإيش؟
على الأجواء.
أجواء.
كان بارك تقريبا غرفة لحاله منعزل.
So he was like.
يعني هلا صار عنده هيك احتكاك واندماج
مع
المجتمع.
Look at the blessing, yeah, that he's talking about. So he's saying I wasn't used to this environment because he was just locked up in a room basically.
Where did you find? Sorry, I missed those.
I'll get the information after. I just don't want to like upset the kid.
No, don't. If it's not in Arabic.
How are you feeling right now? Being in this situation, in this place.
I'm moved and I'm angry. I'm more of those two things than sad, because these people are looked after and loved, but they're not maintained, and the Ummah is so rich, and I don't understand why we've got to this position and how we're allowing ourselves to be so low in humanity right now when we have, you know, so much ilm, and we really need to be forward thinking. Unless we learn our deen, we're a worthless nation, and with our deen we can do great work like this man and like this organisation, subhanAllah. So I'm angry. Maybe I'm angry at myself. Maybe I'm angry at myself.
So most of these guys, they psychologically, they've lost their psychological state and they can't really move like the guys over there. Most of these guys were tortured by the regime. Ali was actually with us in the centre. We found his mum, but she couldn't look after him. And we've got the pictures of him when he was a young boy, and when he went to the regime and they took it. Basically, for 10 years they never saw him.
My God.
I don't know what they done to them, but
they were like as strong and as vibrant as we are. And human beings did this to them.
yeah. Like if you see Ali's photos, he was like a 18, 19-year-old teenager, and then you put the photos, you can tell it's the same person, but he's just like he's a shadow of it, of what he was, you know.
And these demons, these are demons on us. These are devils doing
like
this.
Now him, when we first brought his mum in and he saw his mum, that was the first time we saw like reaction. He remembered his mum. But she's an old lady, she can't look after him.
When we talk about people who are broken, and we have to, I think we really have to temper our vocabulary in the West and stop kind of saying, I'm broken by this, or this is a real tragedy for me. This is tragedy, and this is what brokenness looks like. And the rest of us have to get on with it and do some good while we have time, and really pull ourselves together, because this is inexcusable. This is on our watch. Make no mistake, our generation is put here for a reason.
هي كله ابتلاءات من الله سبحانه وتعالى. الحمد لله. وإن شاء الله عمي أبو النظار هون. ما حدا ساعدك يعني؟ لا. He said so many people have filmed me. He said so many people have filmed me, but nobody's helped me.
Journey so far?
Exceptional, inshallah. The projects that we've seen, the principles upon which the charity work towards self-sustainability, to rebuild the country, to take people out of this temporary accommodation. And, the charity sector's just aligned with a lot of relief work, give them food packs, give them handouts. And then we have this false notion of, oh yeah, let's empower them, but we don't really empower them because they still stay in tents for their 10 years. So the idea is to work towards them having a future where they become people who donate themselves and pay their own zakah. And I think that principle within itself is very, very empowering.
Auntie, what's one advice you'd give to people watching after your 5 days here in Syria?
Revisit all the information that you think you know about Syria and who's what, and just focus on the people. I know the situation is confusing and there's a huge amount of politics involved as well as fighting, but at the end of it there are 11 million displaced people and they have not moved on in 11 years. So what is our duty? What is your duty? What should we be doing and what can we do? So within your circle of influence, make a difference. Get in touch with Bia Umat, get in touch with live updates, charity, make a difference where you are.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. One piece of advice that I think is of the utmost importance is the accountability aspect of all of this. We are all going to die, every single one of us, and we need to build our account with Allah. We need to make sure that we can have some evidence or some work or some kind of proof that says that we actually tried to do something about all the different crises that are happening in the Muslim Ummah. And in the end, we're going to stand in front of Allah, and maybe perhaps coming to this charity deployment might have been a selfish reason. I wanted to gain more hasanat in the holy month of Ramadan, but we all need to make sure that Jannah and the Akhirah is our forefront of our mind, because that will keep us sincere, and inshallah also will keep our intentions pure when it comes to trying to help these people, because subhanallah, so many people need help and we all can do something about it. I've seen multiple cases here where I've seen one single person do something that changed the lives of many people. So we need to take advantage of this. My dear brothers and sisters, please do something, please take action. Come to these charity deployments, give as much as you can in charity, whatever is in your capacity, do it, but definitely do something. But hopefully I'll see you soon. I'll see you soon, inshallah. Thank you. Man, it's lovely. Really enjoyed all our plans together.
You could call me Mamu. Yeah, the big Mamu. You know what? You remind me of my people. Oh, alhamdulillah. Well, we look alike anyway, so there we go. Abdullah, you're doing my heart all the time, so any single thing you need, you don't need to hesitate now, yeah?
The final goodbye to the first deployment, and inshallah not the last. Assalamu alaikum, guys.